Jen, guess what day it is? It's Earth Day. Because it's Earth Day, that means that I am going for a little bit of a walk, get into the outside, the outdoors, and I get better fitness points off my Apple Watch. But that's beside the point. It's about celebrating the Earth. It's more about the badge. So there's an old wives' tale that my mother told me, she herself being an old wife, that 90 days after a fog, there'll either be rain or snow, depending on the month. So mark your calendars, July 23rd, or about around there, it's gonna rain or snow. Also, I'm here very early on a Sunday morning, and I don't wanna be. So I find myself downtown once again, meeting a friend for lunch and talking about some YouTube stuff, possibly. So my day has been much more beneficial than I even imagined when I got up here this morning. My friend is one of the now co-owners of Work Nicer, this collaborative workspace here in Calgary. And I was not anticipating this, but after we had lunch, he was like, you know what? You keep talking about this idea. We do have a space that's available in our cooperative workspace. So I took a look at it, met one of the other co-founders, had this really great conversation with them, and fingers crossed, we might have a deal here. We might have a deal. Hey Daniel.
Hello Kyle.
Welcome to my channel again.
Thank you.
You invited me out to see a movie tonight.
That's right.
Called, I mistakenly thought was called The Lost City of Zed. I was right. It is called The Lost City of Zed, although I was convinced it was going to be called The Lost City of Z because of people's Americocentrism. But
it's a film about English people.
Well, this is what I wanted to tell you. So I have some thoughts and feelings about the movie.
Okay.
I'm sure you have some thoughts and feelings about the movie.
Trying to make sense of them, yeah.
And trying to make sense of it. It's a long movie, 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
James Gray is the director. He did The Immigrant. That I obviously saw his film.
Yeah.
This is my quick criticism. I think he's really good at, let's get out of the way of this car. I think he's really good at photographing scenery and setting the mood for things. Right. I think that he gets great performance out of his actors. Yep. I sometimes have a hard time figuring out what his movies are actually about.
Like, I think that's the point, though.
What's the theme of this? Yeah. Because I feel like the thrust of this is the main character's wanting to find this lost city. He continues to go back. But at the beginning, it seems like this is because of his lost stature in English society. Yep. Like his family seems to be going through the mud. But then it seems like later on it's more he's standing up for native rights almost. He wants to pursue, I want to show you that natives can be just as advanced as us white UK people. But then it turns into a thing with his family where he wants to prove to his son that he's actually doing it. Yeah. I don't know, it seems all muddled and weird, where I feel that there's a lot of stuff even at the very end that they're throwing new information at us. There's oh, well, that would make it be more significant and more emotionally impactful for me if I had known that at the beginning of the movie. Yeah. But anyways, that's me brain dumping at you. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's one of those films I'm gonna have to read about. His films are like these labyrinths, and this one especially is Jungle Labyrinth and English House Labyrinth. But I thought it was significant.
But has nothing to do with Labyrinth. We want to make that very clear. There's no David Bowie.
But they have these golden imagery that keeps coming to the film, whether it's the sunset or whether it's the gold itself, and then at the very end, the procession into the jungle. And so I kind of saw it as this pursuit of something other in his life. And it's interesting that you described those, because there's 3 different trips to the jungle, and each one had this different motive. And I feel like it was this sense of searching for something other that made it very mysterious and made it very hard to define. Because what is that thing that we're searching for? And it might be different motives for us each time, but we are searching for something else. So yeah, it's a film that all of his films that you can't really sum up. I think they're like a sprawling novel. You have to just.
Do you know if this is a true story? Or is it just based on a book, like a novel? Is it a true story?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. Yeah, I don't know. Hard movie to wrap my head around.
Yeah, that can be a good thing.
Yeah, it can be a good thing. I have to maybe chew on it for a little bit more.
Yeah, I preferred The Immigrant. I think it's because it had this more, you could grasp what it was getting at.
Right.
More redemptive. What bugged me a lot was the sense of the feminist side of the wife, and then just these things that, not that those things bug me. I hate
Daniel
feminists.
hates feminism.
But the fact that it just felt out of place in the story from that time to have these elements, even the fact that it's like, it's our destiny, son. I was like, oh, don't you would have said
is
that.
It though? Is it really
though?
a
Is
destiny?
that-
I know. Oh, I know what I was going to say, is that
Good.
I don't want to belabor this video, it's way too long already, but I watched a video recently from the Nerd Writer who talked about the movie Passengers and how it would make it a better movie if they just restructured how events were given to us.
Yeah.
I actually really feel that for this movie, that I almost wish they had started in that really cool scene where he's like up in front of everyone saying, this is why I have to go back, and like making fun of them. Because it gets you right into the movie. I think it makes it more clear about why he's going back.
I don't think the clarity, I think he's not
and
trying
then
to
you can and then you can flash back to like
what he was
trying to do there in the first place. I think we spent a lot of time being like, I don't get why this is happening. That's just my own opinion.
I think that's the point, though.
The point is stupid. The point is stupid, then.
Do you understand your meaning?
Anyways, that's a ringing endorsement of the Lost City of Zed. Huh? So why I was freaking out there, if you don't know, Fargo is in its 3rd season, but it's also filmed here in Calgary. And something that's even more cool this 3rd season is that I believe the character's name is Madeline, because that's what Ewan McGregor said, is played by a person that I work with, which makes it super, super cool. Well, it works with Jen too. But more importantly, works with me. And when you watch this, it will probably have been released already, but if you listen to my podcast, whatever this is, I'll have done an interview with her about the whole process of getting hired on Fargo. So, cross-pollination media, synergy. So just recorded that audio interview with the friend that I have that is acting in Fargo this season. I think it turned out really, really good. So one last time, whatever this is the podcast. You should go and listen to that, but more than that, really, you should be watching Fargo.